I am completely addicted to all this dopamine. Today we're going to get into tiramisu dessert. But just to demonstrate how far we've come already, let's go back to the very first level, which we struggled on greatly. Now that we show up, we can absolutely blow up the asteroids in one shot. Same with the enemies. But we can also collect screws from here too, which is interesting. We one-shot the first boss. And that's before we buy a bunch of new upgrades. Let's give the missiles longer range again. That unlocked a whole new thing. We're also going to increase the number of bombs dropped. We're doubling that. And since the bombs are doing good for us, we're going to add 35% extra base damage to bombs when reaching 9 flow rings, which we do a lot. So now we're going to try this new level that is more in line with our power level, where things are obviously going to last just a little bit longer, and we're fighting some kind of giant space worm. But the strategy remains the same. We got to pick up all the rings we possibly can. That's going to give us both resources and power. It's kind of on the other side of the worm thing though, so it's going to be a little harder to get the rings so far. Gotta remember to destroy the enemies quickly though too. They have homing missiles, but I've dealt with worse. Okay, we're just going to plow through that. Sometimes you just got to plow through whatever's in front of you to get to where you're going. We definitely get stronger as time goes on, and the more things we can be lasering at once, we also do a lot more damage with. I think this is just sort of easing us into the new principle of like this level will get divided sometimes, because this isn't so bad yet. But we definitely want to be sure to try and get up to 9 rings before we defeat the boss, which is here already. So we'll go grab the ring. The boss is actually losing HP pretty quickly, but we do a lot of critical hits, especially when we can get him on that end. If we hit him consistently with follow-up shots, he takes more and more damage as it goes. So this is good. I do wanted some resources because I'm greedy. 1670 coffee from a single run is insane, but that's good for us. We can reduce our laser cooldown. It was already really quick at 0.8 per second. Now it's 0.6. I'm also going to increase the coffee drop by 1 when we reach 5 rings. That's just a good investment into our future. The self-reliance mug, we had 10 seconds to our run. Level 2, at some point we're going to see a noticeable markup in difficulty. But we've stacked a lot of damage so far. So hopefully we can just rely on our damage for a long time, whoops, to carry us through. These enemies are getting a lot smarter and harder to dodge. And at times we might end up getting trapped beyond the barrier thing. In fact, it's probably going to happen a lot, which is annoying because we got to get to our rings to really get to our full power. I'm not actually sure if I can loop around the outside of the map, but I also died quite quickly. That's all we got. But that's perfectly all fine if we got to earn. We're going to restore a quarter second of coffee for each machine we destroy. That's not the most exciting. I'm just sick of looking at it after all these hours. It is really hard to get to the rings on this level. There is bullets flying at us from every direction. There's serpents cutting off our thing. Wow, this is going to be super hard. We're going to get such damage to get through all this. I can barely survive here. We might have to grind the previous level for a bit. We can at least increase the turret range. And then it's back to the previous level for a minute while we grind up. At least level 1 in this area is much easier. I can just float around absolutely wrecking everyone for easy resources. I made it to the boss fairly quickly. I actually want to collect a few more rings before defeating him though, so he's going to live and suffer. Okay, there's the 9 rings I needed. We could just endlessly collect coffee here really. We get such big bonuses at the end. It'd be kind of stupid not to. I am getting low on HP though because I make some reckless exciting choices, so we'll go ahead and kill the boss. That's better. 2500 coffee beans. For 1700 we can increase our base damage by 8. That's huge. I'm also going to decrease the flow ring spawn time by another quarter second. And then we're going to go back to difficult level to see if I can maybe clear out just a little bit more with the extra damage. Our damage did go up a lot. This level we might just have to get lucky spawns on to be able to defeat unless we do quite a bit of grinding. It's really hard to maneuver without touching everything ever. I think we got that one defeated. Barely slipped by that one. Slow and steady wins the race, which is unfortunate because that is not the way I play games. I think I got hurt by something. Hopefully the boss of this level is stupidly easy because the rest of it is stupidly hard so far. I gotta get to that ring. We're gonna invincibility frame through it. Okay, we're doing all right. I heard a ring spawn. I can't see it though. I'm too busy trying not to get shot by everything ever. Okay, I see it over here. Whoops. That's so hard still. Still worth it to do the previous level. I am going to increase my bomb range. The bombs are helpful. They're big AoE. I need to remember that I am timed. Like I will eventually end this level, so I do need to kill the boss too. Or get killed by him. But we still made pretty good results. For collecting 20,000 coffee beans, we got another milk. So we're going to spend 950. We're going to gain an extra 15% at the end of a run. We're also going to reduce the bomb cooldown by a considerable margin. We're going to drop 4 bombs simultaneously for each 4 flow ring. This one's actually really big too. Bombs detonate when colliding with the asteroids or the machines. Oh, we're also going to use these screws to add 50 extra base damage to the laser, which is really big. And we're going to add 100% more base damage to our missiles. And we're going to add 25% more base damage to our turret. Our strength is ever growing. The bomb thing's going to be interesting. Normally I had to manually activate those, but now they are good to chain reaction. We'll see if we can upgrade the bombs a little bit too for more damage. They're pretty good now, but they could be bigger. The extra bombs actually made this so much easier. So we'll go ahead and kill the boss. I think as long as we're over 7 rings, we'll still get our bonus. And it's gotta be pretty big. 2,229 plus 33 screws. We could definitely make the bombs 10% bigger again. That was really expensive, but that's worth it. The turret recharge speed is going up by 25% and their range is going up as well. The turrets just sit around firing on things, so what's not to like? They basically do all the work so I don't have to. They spawn randomly on the map, but they will do a lot of extra damage and hurt things on my behalf. I do also do more damage for the more HP that's lost, but at the hard levels I need the HP anyway. I can't really turn myself into even more of a glass cannon. I can get more missiles. That costs the brains. Launch 1 extra missile when we reach 6 flow things. I do also think I want an extra 15% at the end of each round. That's just going to pay dividends moving forward. We're also going to get 4 base damage for each life lost. I really should finish some of these because we're actually getting really good upgrades with the next available thing. Like, we'll unlock new paths. And I want all the upgrades. So this time when we absolutely destroy the boss, we make 2,500 instead. There's so many good upgrades once you start making money. This one's fun because it looks like that bombs detonation increase the damage of nearby bombs by 30%. Also, if we sacrifice some of our screws, which I think we should, we're going to generate 5 coffees each 1 second in the run. So even just hanging out, we're going to make a lot of coffee. So we'll once again absolutely wreck this boss. We're just bullying this thing. This time we got 3,200. So we're definitely going to double our screw drop. Screws unlock really valuable things. We're also going to restore 2 seconds of coffee for each life lost. I wasn't even trying to kill the boss that time, it just sort of happened. 48 screws though is fantastic. And look at that, we can increase our base damage by another 8. From 38 to 46, and yeah, that's a big jump. The turret range also went up, it's now max range. I feel like having bomb upgrades would be really helpful for the next level that's so tight quartered. So when all the bombs spawn, they will blow up everything around them, especially with everything in range, they'll get extra damage. Another victory, 3,000 earnings, even on a bad run, we're doing good. We're going to increase 3% bomb damage for each other asteroid within their range. Then I'm also going to spend a bunch of brains increasing my coffee drop rate when we get to 8 flow rings, which takes a while to get to. Then we're also going to get 25 base damage for turrets. We're going to do that a few times because then we can unlock an additional turret. So then this level gets even easier again. We have overlapping turrets even. We're at the point now where the turrets are actually sort of destroying the boss and I don't need to help. But we're over 8 rings, so I did manage to collect just a little bit of coffee. They died too quickly now. I think we should probably generate an additional 5 coffee for each 1 second we survive in the run. And bombs detonate increase the damage of nearby bombs by 30%. That's huge. And then we're going to restore an extra 2 seconds for each life lost. So we're going back to the hard level. Hopefully our extra bombs and damage will really help us. The second turret's also going to help. So we'll just constantly be shooting something. I need to remember to not manually set up the bombs anymore. We're better off to let the enemies hit them. But like those bombs down below, there's so many in a little cluster there that whatever touches those is going to absolutely get wrecked. Bombs fix all problems. It's still really tight quarters, but it's much better than it was. Let those bombs show up everywhere and just wreck everything on our behalf. Whoops. It's also just very hard to see. There's just so much going on at any one moment. It's hard to know like where to focus my eyes even. There's also a lot of coffee on the ground. I gotta get the rings though. The rings are how we get stronger. We're gonna need strong to defeat the boss. Okay, the boss just showed up. It's up there in the upper right. That's kind of annoying for a level like this. Hopefully it just walks into a bunch of my bombs. Can you just sort of die that way? Well, we did missile it pretty hard. I don't know how to dodge that. That's horrifying. But at least we're making some money. Oh, and I got a milk because we collected 20,000 coffees. I think I'm going to increase the bomb's range. That's actually like over a 10% increase, so that's big for them. Then turrets, bullets gain piercing. Given we've got 2 turrets on the board, that's going to be helpful. They fire a lot, so the more bullets we can have helping us, the better. And this level is so strangely hard compared to the previous level. Like, I'm trying to get to my rings and like I have to basically take damage every time I move. As strong as I am, this level just wrecks me sometimes. Turret recharge speed can go up twice. That's going to help it shoot faster. We'll unlock whatever that is because that might be a big one. I'm going to go back to the previous level again for a turn or 2 just to grind away. Especially because our earnings should be even higher now. And I'll have to try even less than I was before. This level we could basically just float around being idiots the whole time. So the easy level now gives us 3,500 coffee. While the laser does 42,000, the turret now does 29,000. The missiles are actually the last place one, but they do focus the enemies and not the asteroids, so that could explain that. We'll make the turrets fire even faster since they are doing so much for us. Current turret battery time can go up by actually quite a lot. We'll get a few of those. And we're going to add 10 seconds of coffee if you run out of coffee. We're trying to basically get to this. Oh, that costs 5,000. We could buy it now. We're just too poor. I can live with that simply because I know how to make more money. 3,400 might be a record. We can actually just straight up buy another 8 base damage, which is enormous. Our base damage is already in the hundreds, but a lot of the damage I suppose is percentage based. So the bigger that base number is, we're definitely going to get like much more scaling on top. Increasing the turret's range actually costs 100 screws, which is really expensive. But the turret's starting to do tons of damage for me. Wow, look at that upgrade, cost 90,000 coffees. We've still got so far to go. We're going to slow enemy bullet speed by 5%. That's actually going to help me survive. There's some survivable things up here. Turns out my strategy of all-out offense isn't going to carry me through the entire game. The turrets are so strong at this point, they're single-handedly going to destroy the boss. Like, there's nothing, I can't go any further here. Ooh, 3,800 coffee though, won't complain. So we can reactivate the shield for each 5 flow ring. Ooh, plus we can decrease the flow ring spawn time by about 1/3 of a second. And we can create an explosion when we lose our shield, dealing 700% base damage. So that could be a recurring thing. Do we want more speed? I don't want more speed yet. Okay, we're going to try the harder level again, see if we can make a little more progress. The faster spawning rings in my extra powered turret should hopefully give us a little more room to maneuver. So far in this one, we are getting very lucky with the rings. I just need the boss to spawn so I can just try really hard to get all the damage I can. This is a weird spot to sit, but that's actually good for us because we'll destroy them. The ring is within our reach. Did we just lose our shield? I think we did. That's sort of the main problem. I look away for a sec to see where the ring spawns and then I get hit by one of the many obstacles that are around us. We do get a fair bit of wiggle room when we boost though, like I can boost basically through objects and for some reason we don't get hit. I did get up to 7 rings so far. Okay, the boss is already here, so let's just get some damage on him. That's all that matters at this point. If we get consistent hits, we do more and more damage. So we just sit here, and if we're lasering more things at once, also more damage. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and boost through that because I can't be bothered to dodge all that. Wow, he's so strong. Dead. He ate a ton of damage. Our lasers are back up to 124,000. We got 3,900 coffee beans and a milk. There's so many good things to get, but I think I'm going to get oscillators and maximum gravity module. Gaining access to new weapons and upgrades probably would have helped before now. We can unlock pulse or unlock moons that orbit around your ship. When a moon hits a asteroid or a spaceship, it disappears. Respawns, but it hits for big damage. We'll try one of those because it automatically goes. Increase moon's rotation speed. I think I'm also going to use the milk on the missiles because the missiles can still be better. And we'll see what this new level has to offer for us. But we do have a new weapon at our disposal, so we're circling the moons that are going to smash into things and do extra damage for us. And that's probably actually going to be really helpful because in this level we are always in very close quarter combat. So far this level is not as hard as the last one. We'll see what the boss has to offer for us though. It's still not easy because there's still a lot going on everywhere. We are getting hit a lot, but we're consistently making thousands of coffee beans per run, so we're going to be okay. I'm going to spend some of the brains and we're going to increase coffee drop by 3 when 8 flow rings are reached. That doubled. Now it is going to make it 8 flow rings, but we pretty consistently do that in most levels. Luck does factor in there. Sometimes they spawn in very easy places, sometimes it's a nightmare to get to them. So basically I'll consider it something like this. As long as I get to 8 flow rings in a level and get some kills after that, we're making progress. This level might be a good one for farming. We'll see how tough the boss is and what the next level is like. Wow, that's... Oh, it's just a battery pack guy. Okay, we just gotta kill the battery packs. Okay, we're smashed some moons into that one. The moons already wrecked that thing. Okay, that's also horrifying. Good. Slowing the enemy projectiles down more might not be a bad idea. I gotta make it all the way over to the other side of the map. We'll grab a ring on the way. I don't know if I can go through that laser thing between it and its master. Okay, it's dead. Hopefully the boss itself isn't that tough. I do actually have lots of hit points. Never mind. Never mind. We're down to 1. But we got the boss dead. 7,400 coffee from a single run. Oh, I'm gonna increase the big brain. We're gonna increase brains gained by 1. That simply doubled our brain gain. We're going to allow up to 1 flow ring more to appear even if you've not collected current flow rings. That's actually big. We're also going to decrease their spawn time down to 5 seconds flat. Since the turrets are doing so much damage, the turret's going to enter frenzy mode when the ship is in range of it. And I don't know if this is going to unlock anything, but we can avoid lethal damage 1 time, but we'll lose 20 seconds off our run. But if we're going to die anyway, we might as well extend it a little bit. We'll get more... earnings per run that way as we spawn straight in and die. It's going to be super helpful though, having a second ring spawning in. Actually, we can overlap this and get 2 frenzied turrets. Okay, so far this level is super easy because like no enemies are spawning in, and the rings have been very good. Wow, I just scraped by those. This level feels like that prior one, but there's 2 rings on the board. We can grab those super quick, more damage. Yeah, this is all right. Scroll through, grab that. We're up to 9 rings already. Oh, I lost track of myself for a second there. It's so hard to see amongst all the chaos. A lot of the enemies and targeting stuff is sort of the same color as us, so it's a little hard to pick out of the crowd. The extra ring spawning is insane though. We're up to 13. I don't think I've ever had 13, and we're like not even trying to collect them. The boss should be showing up fairly soon. I don't know if I just got shield back or got hit there. I kind of looked away for just a second. That was definitely getting hit. But the more of the rings we get, the more damage we do. So, and there's 2 ultra missiles going. Why are we so small? What's happening? We got shrunk or something. But we're absolutely wrecking the boss. Is there 2 bosses? What's happening? Yeah, I had to look away. Oh, there's lots of bosses actually. No wonder the boss was dying so quickly. Those were the bosses like way back when in like level 2 or something. Whoops. Okay, grab the ring. We gotta reset a little bit. But we're gonna grab the other ring because we're greedy. Kill them. Oh, everything hurts. Is he dead? Can we kill him now? I think he's dead. We got him. Then we got 9,000 copies. We did 300,000 damage with the laser. So the bombs did quite a bit. The turrets did quite a bit. And we got another milk. I'm actually going to increase the brain gain again. Since we need more brains, we might as well just increase the number of their production. I'm also going to avoid the chance of taking damage by a further 5%. So we have a 1 in 10 chance to just straight up avoid damage. Oh, we're also going to increase bombs dropped by 1. That's just a passive, so we might as well. So then let's try the next level. This is the final level of the area, so it's going to be quite hard. We're already locked into a corner, so really good start. But if it's like the last level, we might be okay. We just got to be able to get to those rings fairly consistently. I got an achievement for something. I don't know. I can't look down. I will crash into everything if I move. Everything's in the way. At least at this point, there's almost always a ring. Oh, whoops. On the map, I thought I could thread that needle a little better. The extra bombs will hopefully help clear this out a lot too. I forgot we just went up by 50% bomb production. We'll see if we can give them some upgrades also to give them more damage per bomb and enemy and whatever. We are taking so much damage. But actually, if I collect the rings, I get to put my shield back on. I think I took damage to get that one, so we'll call it even. The good news is the ground is basically made of coffee, so... Did I put my shield back on? I'm not really sure to tell where my shield even is. What is that thing? Okay, we're gonna sit below it maybe? Oh, nope, it can shoot... I thought we'd just shoot straight out. Not sure how we're gonna defeat that yet. But we got 7,000 coffees. We can gain an extra 30% coffee if we get at least 14 flow rings. That's super easy at this point. Then I just accidentally clicked on more ship speed, so that's fine. The turret range can go up. Turrets do a lot of damage. We can increase the slow time when hit by an extra 0.3 seconds. I'm going to go back to the previous level and grind that just a little bit because I think we'll get more earnings, especially if we can get more rings. Our ship is so quick now. I got to get used to that. We are probably going to get into trouble a lot with this. It feels like I'm just constantly boosting. This level comparatively is much easier. And we got our 14 rings, so that means we're making lots of coffee per kill, and we get a giant bonus at the end. At this point, it doesn't actually matter if we kill the boss or not. I intend to, but even if we don't, we're still pretty rich. I need more magnet power. We're leaving way too much coffee behind. So that time we made 12,300. And we got another milk. I don't know what we're even going to spend our milks on at this point. We're going to increase this. Brain gain is going from 3 to 4. And then our turrets are going to get extra 50% bullet damage. And then we're going to repeat the same thing. Completed the level again. 13,000 coffees, 92 brains. So they're going to take this time to make an investment. We're going to double the amount of screws dropped again. Oh, we can actually increase the number of coffee dropped by 5. That we're going from 5 to 10. That's huge. We're also going to increase the bombs damage by 3% for each asteroid in range. Given how big those things are, that's going to add some major damage. At least I hope it is. Now when we've defeated the boss, we're going to make 15,000 plus 100 screws. That means we can get even more coffee by 30% as long as we collect enough flow rings, which is 14. The turret is doing some pretty crazy damage these days, so we're going to add another 50% base damage and give it a little more range. And then back to work again. Look at those turrets. They're spawning so big that a lot of the circles even off the board. Finishing level again, almost 19,000 copies. I think we're long overdue for some more damage though, and that'll go from 54 to 62. Actually, we could do that twice, up to 70. We can also increase the turret fire rate by 30 bullets per minute for each 9 flow ring. And with the extra money, we're going to increase the coffee dropped by another 5. So let's do this level again, a little bit of grinding, and I want to see the increased damage in turrets. Our lasers themselves got a big damage boost, but the turrets are going to be even bigger. I feel like this time I really didn't have to try at all. Like everything is just sort of getting destroyed. We're at the point where the bosses are spawning. I'm just gathering coffee still. And that just feels pretty good at this point. We're probably going to see some pretty big numbers at the end of this one. I didn't even get to collect everything that was on the page. Almost 20,000. Turret battery time can go up again. And the turret fire rate, 30 bullets per minute again for each 9 flow rings. And critical hit damage up by 25%. That puts it at 250. Our ship faster? Yeah, why not? We're going to do that a few times because we got the screws for it. And we're going to add another quarter second of time for each machine defeated. So let's take our wealth and go back to the harder level. Eventually we must be able to defeat this. But we're a lot stronger than the last time we were here. I gotta remember that I can sit inside my turrets to make them even stronger. Not that they're going to be anything that's not super dangerous. I can actually get both turrets here. This is a pretty good spawn. Both turrets are basically fully on the screen. My bombs are huge too. We're getting giant chain reactions and clusters like this. Whoops. It's a constant decision though. I gotta pick what side of the screen, what side of the divide we want to go on. We're about halfway to the boss spawn at this point. So far so good. Gotta keep an eye out for the enemies though. Really gotta stop the bullets coming toward me. But the longer we go, the stronger we get. Like every time we pick up that ring, more damage. Then we make our way. Look at the piles of coffee everywhere. We're harvesting an entire galaxy's worth of coffee. I think if I get a couple more flow rings, I get some nice bonuses for my turret as well. Yeah, we wrecked that enemy. So, oh yeah, this was this one. Yeah, right, so we can go, oh, oops, up and around that. Oh, there's a thing at the top. I didn't even see that. Can we just destroy this? How much do we have to hit it to, like, really hurt it? So now it's down there. I'm not really sure what to do about this. Hello? How do I hurt it? What do I do? I'm not totally sure if I was hurting it there or not. Oh, yeah, I see its HP going down now. Can we just tank through this? How much life do we have? We might be able to just tank on through. What do I do with that? Oh, probably just that. Wow, that's horrifying. Yep, got it. Cool. Can we destroy this thing now? This is very stressful. Can it die now? Is it dead? It's almost dead. Die. Oh, do we have it? Give me a critical hit. Come on, got it. So far effort there. On the level we won't be grinding. 19,000 and a bottle of milk. We're also going to increase base damage by 1 for each 4 seconds of coffee remaining. And we're maybe going to do that twice. And then we're going to increase the amount of time that can remain. So now our base damage has gone up again. We should also probably get this one. 150% extra damage to missiles to help them again. Launch 4 auxiliary missiles when reaching 7 flow ring. Okay, I just knew this would open up to more fun stuff. And I guess I should buy the pulse? Yeah, it's got a 35-second cooldown, but it's 1800% damage. We'll add 150% extra base damage to that as well, and reduce its cooldown by 2 seconds. Why not? Now we're on Hot Choco Lake, so hopefully earnings are even better than before. We definitely got some different enemies that have all sorts of fun laser abilities going on. I think we grinded so far though that like basic levels like this should go down fairly easy. Soon as I figure out what the enemies are trying to do. Other than feed us ridiculous amounts of caffeine. Okay, I'm still getting hit by a lot of different things. Maybe I should hang out more on the edges. I thought I could hang out in the center and collect rings, but there's a lot of different enemy projectiles. I guess I gotta go to the outside to kill them though. That's the difference. We got more snipers on this level. Our damage is carrying us through it. We only have 9 rings though. Whoops. The boss is spawning in currently. I lost track of myself for a sec. Okay, the boss is down there. In a big cloud of smoke. But I'm starting to figure out the enemies here. It's going to get a lot easier once I realize what the enemies are doing or trying to do. So he's going to take a bunch of damage in there. We also need more rings, don't we? We hit 14. The boss is definitely strong. We're doing tons of damage and we are not melting him. If we get consistent shots on him though, the damage does get up there quickly. Now we're starting to chunk away, but then he's off the side again. But to be fair, the longer this goes on for, the more coffee we make. So it's not really the end of the world if it takes a minute. Finally got it defeated with a crit for almost 3,000. Oh, those earnings are going to be big. 32,000. Our turrets did 800,000. Our lasers only did 500,000. Then bombs. I forgot about my pulse thing already. I mean, are we really surprised though? Increased collection radius. That's tempting but so expensive. I sort of also need these things really badly. Like more brains? Yes. Oh, so we're gonna get extra damage for bombs because the bombs are doing plenty as it is. The moons are gonna get extra damage because they happen to just touch things and will increase the rotation speed. The pulse we're gonna make bigger because I don't know what it does. Pulse absorbs all enemy bullets. Can we buy that? I don't think we need that anywhere else. Also, we're going to automatically collect all coffee and screws when the boss is dead. And then we're going to jump right into the next level, which should be even harder. But at least we sort of learned from that one to destroy the enemies. Go find them on the edge of the map. I'm so used to just automatically destroying them when they're in the center, but these ones don't go through the center, so we gotta change our strategy. Our damage definitely feels really good though, like we really are able to destroy things quite quickly. I went into the fireballs on the ground, turns out they really hurt, so I'm basically almost dead. I'm not even sure what's hitting me with some of these. That's sort of a big new enemy who, okay, yep, good. Don't touch the fireballs. This level is considerably harder, and the earnings weren't nearly as good. We're gonna go back to previous level and grind. But we're also gonna generate 5 coffee each 1 second we survive in the run, which unlocked increased coffee value by 1. We're gonna get double the coffee. That's gonna be huge for us. I once again forgot about my pulse, so I'm not gonna bother to upgrade until I remember to use it. How do we... Oh, okay, that's what the pulse looks like. Got it. How do I know when it's ready to use? Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, the problem with the pulse is like I'm just gonna have to guess because I really can't look away from what I'm doing for even like a fraction. Like this level, I was trying to look at the pulse and I'm dead already. I didn't make it anywhere. We're about to defeat the prior level again, and the earnings are even bigger, 64,000. We're gonna gain an extra 30% at the end for at least 14 flow rings, so that's huge. We're going to also increase the screw drop again. The collection radius is going to go up. And then I'm going to get back to work doing it again. Trying to remember that I have a pulse thing that I never even use. It would be good in some instances probably like that when there's just a lot of annoying enemies that I have to sort of quickly eliminate. So this time when we finish the same level, we now get 72,350 screws. Plus another milk. We need to increase the number of screws dropped again. We're just going to need so many of those. Laser generate 1 screw when hitting a target. That's actually huge too. Turret battery time by another 4 seconds. They're gonna do even more. Then you know what? Let's restore 0.25 seconds of coffee for each machine defeated. We'll do that a few times so it's max level. And then we'll get right back to work grinding. Our earnings is getting so high for every resource. We're just gonna get stupidly strong from here on out. I feel like we're sort of already getting there. Like we can just sort of make a mockery of this level if we just float around collecting coffee. We've defeated the boss again. There's 75 more thousand coffee, almost 1,000 screws from a single run. Now we can generate 30 coffee each 1 second you're surviving the run. That costs 1,000 screws. We're gonna reduce the missile cooldown also just to make sure it's firing more. It's going to get more damage because I feel like the missiles are falling behind. And the range is going to go way up as well. We can launch 1 extra missile when reaching 8 flow. We can launch 4 auxiliary missiles when reaching 7 flow. So that's going to be really big also because we get there quite quickly. So let's try the same level again. That way we can see the increase in coffee earnings. I just noticed all the extra missiles coming out at the 7 flow rings. It was quite something. Unfortunately I missed it on the recording, so we'll try and get the next one. As long as it happens every 7. So if we pick that up, either one of those missiles... Nope, I think it only happens at 7. It might be a little bit overpowered otherwise anyway, so I'm okay with that. Look at the boss's HP drop though. This thing used to be an absolute tank. Like it took forever to get through it. Now we can just melt it away. Landed on 75,000. And we collected 100,000 coffee beans, so we got another milk. For 50,000, we can reduce damage received by 1. Not entirely sure how that works. Also, missile cooldown is going down quite a bit. And missile range is going up. Also, we're going to increase explosion damage on boosting when we hit something, I think. We'll do that a few times. I thought that might unlock something new and it still might. So let's go back to the next level. This is the one we need to actually complete. But I'm much more familiar with most of the enemies at this point, so it should be a little easier to deal with them all. And we're just a lot stronger. The trick is to just avoid getting hit by everything. Really makes a difference. I just hit my level 7 missile barrage. It absolutely wrecked a single enemy. Whoops. These levels are still so hard. I guess we do have the damage reduction now though, so that's going to be a big difference for us. I'm not really sure how damage reduction works. Maybe we only lose half a heart when we get hit. We made it to the boss, who is going to do that. Okay, we'll just sit down here for a sec then. I think I found a cheese spot. Okay, I can just sit here and apparently I don't really get hit. Oh, now I do. Not really sure how I'm supposed to deal with that boss otherwise, but damage reduction is going to be a thing. So we go all the way up again. Don't hit the asteroid. Okay, we're just going to try and lay some damage down on the boss at this point. We don't have much HP left ourselves, so we got to sort of finish it off quick while avoiding everyone else's damage. I would love to get this one finished because I don't want to fight this one again. This is really annoying. Oh, okay, he's moving down. We got a free shield there. I think we collected enough rings or something. Don't hit that. Can we just... Yeah, there we go. He's dead. Another 75,000 copies for us. So for 40,000, we get an extra 13 base damage. That'll take us from 90 to 111. We're also going to add an extra life. And we're going to increase the time slow a little bit for when we do take damage. We'll get all 3 of those because I want to see what that was. Slow enemy bullet speed by 15%. Yes. We're going to increase explosion damage. I was hoping that would lead to something bigger. Oh, look at this one. Gain 4% extra coffee at the end of the run for each 1 flow ring collected. That's huge. It also costs 110,000, so we better start saving. But we'll give the next level a try. Did I just fly into one of those? You can't look away in this game. You gotta be so focused. My brain's gonna be a marshmallow by the time I'm done this. This level, there's a lot going on. This is the kind of level that makes me think we're gonna want a lot more toughness. Like, look how many things I have to dodge. It's just an absolute flurry of damage everywhere. At least the enemy projectiles do go a lot slower. That is giving me a lot more peace. We made it to the boss. It's another battery thing. But it's got 4 batteries, and I've got to destroy every one of those without getting hit by everything you see before you. I'm getting stressed, but I'm still wonderfully confident. Okay, I got the pattern for that one down now. You just got to keep moving. This is similar. I can't see myself. I sort of zoned out for a second there in the wrong time. I'm in a bad spot, so we're dead. We only made 40,000. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, but we do have enough screws, so we get 30 seconds, 30 coffee each 1 second we survive in a run. We're currently at 46, we're going to 76. I'm going to farm level number 1 because it's really easy to do and we'll get a huge amount for it. Level number 1 is complete again. This time we got 80,000. So we're going to invest in this one. 4% extra coffee for each flow ring collected. The next one of these costs 330,000, so hopefully this works as good as I hope it does. So the name of the game is definitely collect as many rings as I can. I managed to get 20. I wasn't even trying to kill the boss. That gave us 137,000. We've also saved up the screws to generate an additional 30 each 1 second we survive. And then we can finally use some of these brains we've been saving up forever. We can now generate an additional 70 plus 70. That's no max level. We now generate 245 in the background every second. So this time, now that we've destroyed the boss, we're left with 212,000 for income. Oh, plus a milk. And we can also now double the 4% for every flow ring we get. And then we've only got 164,000 left over. So we're going to buy another 13 base damage to put us up to 154 because you bought it twice. Critical hit damage is also going to go up by 50%. We spend some brains on that. So that'll help us kill things even quicker. Our base damage even is getting stupid. So this time I managed to collect, I think, 22 of the rings. So we got 270,000 for a single run. So we can afford some of the big ones, like this is a $200,000 critical astro terminal, which has all sorts of things that help critical hits. For now, we'll take an extra 50% base damage to laser. Also, we're going to add an extra life that costs 95,000. There's still so many upgrades. So now we'll try the level we're trying to defeat again. We'll see if all those upgrades are enough to get us through this nightmare of a level. I'm hoping all of our extra damage is enough to do it, especially because I assume these the further levels will just make us more and more money. I remember to use my pulse for once. It didn't seem to do much. But at least the further into this level I get, the stronger I'm going to get. We need to keep collecting those rings. Our damage is feeling really good. We're managing to keep the level pretty emptied out, actually. That was a bit of a close call. And again, really just got to get those enemies as quick as possible and have them defeated. So this boss is the 4-part battery idiot. Luckily, our damage seems to be up to the task of destroying it. Whoops, don't touch that. We have more lives this time and more damage reduction, I think. So we're just going to tank through that actually and kill both of these. And we're going to try and kill... Okay, we get the final battery terminal. Just trying to avoid all of that. Somehow actually manage that. Oh, and the thing itself actually dies really quickly. Perfect. Because that was getting stressful again. 300,000. Yes, I'm rounding up, but whatever. Look at this one. Gain a new laser for each 6 flow rings. Do I want that, or do I want increased critical hit chance by 5% and crits to 350 damage? I think I'm gonna want probably the extra crit damage, mostly because that's gonna help for everything. Extra lasers won't help for bosses. We're also gonna increase our base damage by 20 when shield is not active, which is pretty frequently. We're gonna start with 1 extra flow ring in the field. We could do that a few times. That's interesting. We're gonna go for that a few times. Up to 1 flow ring more, so we can have 3 in the field at one time now. And then even more base damage when my shield isn't active. Invincibility time is also going up because I wanted to see what was next. I guess we can get more moons at this point. We can get a bit more moon damage. I'm not sure how much they're helping. I guess we can reduce the moon respawn time by 1 second. We can increase the moon number again because these are all actually pretty cheap. when the moon does a critical hit, it takes half the time to respawn. Sure. So now we start with 3 rings straight up. That was a nice way to start. Thanks, game. Just spawn me right into the asteroids. But we're much stronger right off the bat thanks to the 3 rings that spawn. And we can have up to 3 sitting in here, so we'll always be able to grab 1 at least. I feel stronger. Because once our shield's gone especially, our damage goes bananas. I actually kind of want my shield to be gone. I know we can respawn it after picking up 5 rings or something, but once it's gone we get that extra damage. But I guess that inevitably happens anyway. Best not overthink it and just continue killing everything. Damage is really good though. Considering what level this is, we are melting everything. The boss is spawned in. He's over there. That makes me a little bit nervous because I'm not sure what he's doing. That's a lot of damage. Okay, we gotta back off and reassess the situation. There's a few different bosses on this one. Okay, the first one we're absolutely destroying. I'm trying to keep an eye on my health to get an idea of how much of this we can tank through. Got both of them going now. That's a lot of extra damage for us. I've got to remember that like if my laser's going multiple times, we get lots of extra damage. There's another 3 rings as well. Oh, that guy got missiled so bad. Okay, we're going to send out a pulsar just sort of because I panicked. Couldn't see. And our earnings, 323,000. We are going to decrease flow ring spawn time by 3/4 of a second. That's an easy choice. That's going to make us so strong. But we can also increase the turret rate by 45 bullets per minute. Yes, the turret's doing tons of damage. It would be stupid not to. Let's slow enemy bullets also by 10%. That's going to make them a lot easier to dodge. This is the final level for the area. Look at all of those moons. Because this is the final level, I'm expecting it to be quite hard. Both the boss and the enemies themselves. So far, it's not too bad, but I can see how this could escalate. We should get a lot of flow rings though, so that's going to be shield regeneration, extra earnings, extra damage, extra everything. I just got to be able to make it to them carefully. There's a lot of different targeting and stuff going on, but I am getting used to the enemies. At first, these were all super overwhelming, but I've been fighting against them for long enough, I can mostly avoid them. Plus, our damage is so high that we really get away with a lot of dumb stuff. Every once in a while, we put ourselves in a bad location, but it's already the boss. That's crazy. Lactose intolerant. Yeah, that's not super fun. Okay, we're, oh yeah, there's still background enemies too. I gotta avoid so many things in those moments. Come on, damage, don't let me down. We got 20 rings to our name. We can't take a ton more damage, so we gotta avoid all, wow, what's happening? How do I, what? We're dead. That's so hard to avoid all that. But the earnings are not bad. And we got milk. Let's take 2 base damage for each flow ring. We're going to get that a few times. So 4 damage for each flow ring. Alright, we can do it. We got lots of extra damage this time. Making my way to the boss, I've been contemplating it, and I think my best bet for defeating that particular boss is to just get so much damage I don't have to learn anything. I could hopefully just tank through the bit of damage he serves me and finish him off almost immediately. For example, we're going to grab that little, yeah, whoops. Didn't mean to touch that. To be fair, like, what am I supposed to do here? There's so many lasers coming at me. I have to take a hit there, don't I? Okay, but now we got the damage on, and we're going to try and get lasers on as many things as possible. Come on, melt them down. Critical hits, don't let me down now. Because this is the part where it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's just pure damage for everyone, and then lasers from everywhere. Am I actually able to dodge that? Okay, like now the lasers just come straight across again. Is there actually somewhere I can sit there that's safe? I'm not sure. We'll get close and... oh, he was so close. Still made 300,000. Now look at all that in the background. A little more toughness will be required. That's 200,000 for the extra life. Add 2 lives for my milk. Let's gain 2 base damage for each flow ring as well. That costs 160 grand. So if we had have had these upgrades last run, I think we would have done it. That damage alone would have done it, but we're also tougher. We made it to the boss. I got much more health this time. I was half expecting this attack this time. And we're going to sort of play it so we can avoid all damage. Wow, look at us getting better. Still going to grab some rings because I am forever greedy. We're going to try and get up there and just tank through this. Can we just finish him off right now? Here, pulse and everything. No, I don't think we can. Maybe we can actually get up there. Fight through him. Can we do it? Oh, there's so much damage coming our way. Uh-oh. I think we're screwed no matter what we do. Oh, we did get him. 290,000. I'm going to spend that module thing on this. So we're going to generate an extra 250 coffee for each 1 second we survive. That'll take us from 2, it basically doubles our coffee in the background. Our base damage is going from 150 to 175. That was basically all of our money. We could also get this. When a turret bullet does critical hits, spawn 2 more perpendicular bullets. Yeah. Now we gotta figure out these levels. There's a large thing at the bottom that's already annoying me and hasn't moved yet. Look at all of our health points though. I'm assuming I'm just not allowed to touch those things, so just annoyingly showing up to get in my way a lot. Even with all this extra damage, these enemies are still reasonably tough. I think we ran into the boss already. So that's perfectly fine. We're gonna try and destroy him very quickly. I sort of zoned out there, was just getting lost in the coffee collection. Not sure if I did much damage at all to him, but I'm still at full health basically, and as long as I'm collecting rings, I'm getting richer and richer and more powerful. Boss's HP is dropping. This might be a very farmable level. I feel like we're getting very rich off this. Like, I'm not even that worried if we win or lose this one, just because we're gonna make so much money. The boss died just off the edge of the screen. Oh, that's big. 613,000 copies. I'm gonna turn the collection radius up for 250,000. I was hoping that would bridge into something more, but that's perfectly fine. We can get a new laser for each flow, 6 flow rings, so we can have many lasers. Aside from that, more damage. We're still running low on screws. I still wish I could get more screw income. So now those things show up, but they also shoot lasers. That's going to be double annoying. But we'll make do. I think we got the damage to mostly carry us through any of this. Oh, this is an ugly spot to be in. So when times like that happen, I just need to be off to the side. But that's also why I need to thin out the enemies. Because the less of them, they're all potentially shooting lasers everywhere, the safer I will be overall. And I really got to collect rings. We get more lasers per 6 rings, I believe. So I can really multi-laser. And that also increases my damage, actually, for every laser I have actively hitting someone. This level so far is actually quite easy, to my surprise. We should be able to get lots of lasers, though. More lasers, more damage. This next ring I think will get us another laser if it is every 6, which I believe it is. Here, there's the boss. We got 3 lasers on him. We get more lasers. Yeah, look at that damage go. He's chunking down. Not sure what he's doing now. Okay, we're gonna just go ahead and charge through the whole level. Can we sit in the middle? Yeah, we're safe here, I think. We're sort of trapped, but I think we can also... that's problematic. Yep, good to know. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna try and tank through this guy. Enough playing fancy. We got the damage to do this. Let's just murder him. Straight up. Yeah, he's dead. 583,000. Still wish I could get more screws, but I'll survive. This one's good. When a laser does a critical hit, it hits one more time. That's 500,000. I'll take it. I've got to think we're doing plenty of critical hits at this point. So that's just going to be a lot of extra damage for our beloved laser. Looks like this level's sort of more the same with those weird things showing up on the other side, probably occasionally with lasers. Yep, they sure are. So I'm basically going to have to tank through some damage at some point because I'm not going to be able to actively avoid all this. I'm taking so much damage already, but look at this level. It's just a giant mess everywhere. I might have to stick more to the edges. I've gotten in the habit of being in the center more where all the rings are because I'm greedy. Yep, that's a lot of laser. Yeah, it is really hard to avoid all this, so I'm going to use those iframes when I get them to grab some rings and move back to the edge. I think I just got to focus more on the outside a little bit, getting rid of the enemies. Okay, this boss is another battery pack enemy. Luckily, we seem to be able to defeat the battery packs real quick because we're real strong. Not sure what that nightmare is. I think I'm in a bad spot. I think I might be dead. Nope, we had one more extra shield piece. Not to worry, I'll be dead soon though. My prediction will ring true eventually. Oh wait, we defeated the boss. I don't even know what we did, but we win. Oh, my turrets must have just been absolutely destroying that. I didn't even look at the damage output. Yeah, that was all turrets. They did 5.2 million damage and my lasers did like 1.2. I don't know if it's worth trying to chase some of these other ones out. Like we could buy that to see where it gets us, but this is all pulse stuff and I don't really use the pulse. We could take another 25 damage. That's 400 grand. 500% extra base damage to the moons, which I think are probably helping. We'll take a few of those. We can take the moon respawn time. That one's kind of fun. For each second alive, moons gain 30% extra base damage. They don't really live for that long these days though, considering how many enemies crash into them. Next level it is, no problem. These levels I'm really just sort of collecting the rings to hopefully gain my shield back. We get a free hit every once in a while if we do that, and that's enough to just scrape by on these levels. This is another one of those levels where there's just an awful lot going on. I'm once again going to try and stick a little bit to the outside to mostly just avoid all that mess. We're just constantly taking damage. I'm not really sure like if there's actually a way to do this without taking too much damage. I'm going to set up a pulse over there, I guess, just because I can. Like, look at all this. I don't think you can avoid it. The levels aren't very long, though, I suppose. Like, there's a lot that happens, but then we're about to summon the boss very shortly. So, the boss is here. He's up there. We're going to collect a few more rings to increase our damage and maybe put some shield back on. Yeah, we're going to crash right into the boss. Good. I don't even know where I am right now. I can't even see myself. I think I was there. Well, even on a short death, 415 grand. We'll take this one. Avoid lethal damage. Losing 20 seconds of coffee instead. That's 3,000 screws, so it's really expensive. But then we get this. Increased chance to avoid taking damage by 1% for each life lost. So that's actually pretty good. The more lives we have, which is getting up there, is simply the better chance we have of avoiding that damage. Let's try this one. When a bomb does a critical hit, spawn another bomb in the same place. And the more the bombs that stack up, the better. This is a really good turret spawn. They spawn dead center with a giant overlap in the center. So they're going to do tons and tons of damage. I'm going to sit a little bit on the outsides, just trying to get anything dead that I can. I guess I should use the pulse more if it can get rid of enemy bullets. Because enemy bullets are sort of my biggest problem. They're really about the entirety of the problem. I can sort of avoid some of this, but like I can't even see half the time. I don't even know where I am. Yeah, good luck avoiding damage there. I think when the moons explode, they're the ones damaging me. Alright, well the boss is here. We got basically no HP left. I don't even know where the boss is. There he is. Okay, move away from that, move away from everything. Don't touch anything, don't touch lasers, don't touch those. Can the boss just die now actually? That would be fine by me. Don't touch anything. How much HP does he even have? I can't even look at him. Like I can't look at anything because I'll die. Are you dead? Oh wait, did he split? What's going on? Why is there different bosses now? I can't see anything. Is he dead? That one's dead. What's left? Oh, I touched one of those. I think the only boss left was down there. It's so hard to figure out what to do there. I guess we're long overdue to get this. Launch 4 auxiliary missiles when reaching 7 flow ring. Oh, okay. Not sure that's really going to make a difference. We can take another 50% damage to the laser. We can reduce the pulse cooldown because maybe we can use the pulse to block some of the projectiles. That'll give it damage. Activating a pulse will also drop bombs. I mean, sure. Activating a pulse will collect screws and coffee, I guess. It will increase the range again. The pulse range can go up. The cooldown can be better. Extra damage, so we'll just try and pulse a few more times. Increase moon distance. I don't know if that matters. I feel like me defeating this level in particular is going to be a little bit luck based. We just need to happen to get lucky with spawns of things. Because it seems just like no matter what we do really, we are just... Well, the pulse is getting big at least, and we sucked a bunch of stuff in. But the pulse isn't going to be able to go off very often. Like, we can't rely on that. Only every once in a while. That's going to save us one hit every once in a while. We just got to try and collect rings, I guess, till we get so many lasers and so much power that we can really defeat everything in an instant. Like, we're already in a stupid spot, and I got no safety to move into from here. I did use the pulse there actually pretty effectively. So now we can take this little break to clear out the enemies real quick. Gather some rings. Yeah, the pulse might be just enough to tip the scales. So the boss is already here. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It's probably good. We'll start getting some big damage on it. I think I might have avoided damage there. Whoops, not there though. I'm getting bullied by the boss. I just lost way too much damage for some very simple maneuvers. And again, we got hit. I think my shield might have absorbed that one though. So, yep, this is ugly. We're going to go grab this ring over here. We're going to do some damage to this boss. I'm going to pulse that just so we can clear out some space. Yeah, that pulse actually worked really good. Okay, good. We're figuring it out. There's just all sorts of different bosses here. There's lots of things showing all sorts of projectiles, and it's really hard to deal with them. It's hard to even like see where the boss is at this point. Okay, we're getting some damage on this one now, though. Take that, stupid. And we did it. I legitimately wasn't sure I was going to be able to do that. Look at those earnings. Oh, this is fun. Activating the pulse will also recharge turrets on its range. The turrets come back pretty quickly, I think. But that's only going to help. And base damage can go up to 233. That's now maxed out. Pulse cooldown should probably go down too. As much as we can get it. Now we go to level 5. I really hope it's like the last level because that was so peaceful and easy. Not sure what this is. Okay, sort of get it. This is just going to be another really annoying level. I can see it. Yeah, there's even more to pay attention to. I couldn't even come close to keeping up with the last level. Once again, we'll just try and, avoid the damage all we can. Grab the rings when we can. Pulse when we need to. I don't know what any of this is. Here, have some moons. That's not so bad to dodge, actually, believe it or not, compared to what we dealt with. Gonna pulse there just to buy myself a moment of reprieve. At least our damage is really high though too. Like we are destroying things really quick. If we didn't have super high damage, there's no way we'd be getting away with this. Okay, I'm gonna walk right over. What is that thing? The boss? Might be the boss. The barrier or something? I can't really. I gotta stay focused. Get out. Yeah, I would love to. Just let me finish the kill the things and I'll be on my way. We're collecting the rings, so that feels good. I'm not sure why I dove into that like that, but I sure did. Trying to avoid every little instance of damage. Okay, we're going to clear that with the pulse. Just give myself a second to think. Then we got to get the enemies right away. As soon as we get a free zone, enemies got to die. 27 rings and counting. Our damage and earnings is going bananas. Yeah, that's better. We can like melt the enemies now. this again. We're going to sneak in there for a ring. No enemies showed up there. Oh, don't go out there. Gotta get greedy sometimes. Okay, 34 rings. Our damage has got to be good. Okay, get the enemies. Let's just melt them before they have a chance to do anything. Sort of works, actually. Yeah, our damage is getting good enough. They do disappear almost instantly. We do need to be careful, though. I'm ready to use my pulse when things get really ugly. I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to be doing throughout this whole battle. I feel like I'm supposed to be hurting something or something. Like here? Am I supposed to be sitting on this? Oh, yeah, maybe that was it. So that would do some damage to him, but our damage went way high here. Yeah, look at that. We're melting this thing. Yeah, we got it. Is that it? Did we fix it? Did we break it? Is it a multi-part boss? It feels like the game they would give us multi-part problems. I don't know what's happening. I should leave the bombs on the ground just in case. Well, we zoomed out, so... Yep, there's sure gonna be more. Whoa, yeah, that's horrifying. Okay. Yeah, what are we supposed to... Oh, actually, we're wrecking at hand, though. So if we stay down here, we can sort of actually just nicely avoid most of that, believe it or not. Okay, we got one of the hands dead. And it would hurt me pretty badly to lose one of my hands, so that's gotta be big. I don't love that. We're just gonna melt some of that and finish off the hand. I feel like once the hands are gone, this will be easier. Relatively. Okay, we're just gonna go on through that. Good. What am I... Yep, we'll go over here then. Turrets, do something. Turrets, do something. Wait, can we sit right here? Oh, no, we can't. Am I just not attacking anymore? Oh, yeah, we're slowly lasering it. Are you dead? Did it die? How much HP? Oh, it's got lots of HP. Oh, this is such a nightmare fight. Yeah, okay. Just, yeah, oh, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Okay, we'll pulse that away. Yep. Super stressful, by the way. I mean, in case that wasn't obvious. Okay, way down into the corner. We're gonna grab some rings to get stronger. Forever greedy. We're gonna crash some moons into the hand here. We destroy the hands in no time. Okay, that hand is dead. There's a ring above me I kind of want to grab. Can we get that? I think we got it. So this guy's dying again. Oh, we're low on HP and there's more hands again. Oh no, he was so low. We got 1,406,000. I don't know how to defeat that. That's so hard. Activating pulse will also launch missiles. We're saved. Well, we can put the moons further out and the moons can build up damage while they're out there. I think I did it. He suddenly just melted away in the turret. Oh wait, there's more. Can I just destroy this? What is this? I'm so done with this. I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to that. Do I try and drive into it? I drove into it. I was out of health. That was not easy. That was a lot of fun. It got really, really hard at the end. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep.